Alright guys, welcome to another podcast. I'm doing a podcast series. That's all you need to know. Don't ask any more questions. That's it. And my next guest is Arno Chillers. So I'm going to be calling him. Let's see his perspective on the world. Let's go. Calling Arno. Hello.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Your name is Arno. Can I call you Arno?
Yeah, that's fine, no problem.
Hello, Arno. How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing alright, thanks to you, mate.
Very well. Welcome to the show. Where are you from, New Jersey?
I'm originally from South Africa. I grew up in Ireland, but I'm working in the United States at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm leaving to Maine within the next 3 days, 4 days.
You're going to live where? I missed that, sorry. You're going to move?
Maine.
Oh, Maine. Oh, I've heard of Maine. That's near Canada, right? That's on the border with Canada.
Just south, yeah, it's near the border. It's near Quebec.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, I was gonna say I heard an accent there. I was like, is this a New Jersey accent? I don't remember it sounding so like it sounded English at first. South Africa.
Yeah, there's a bit of a twang still in there.
Yeah, excellent, man. Alright, well, let's jump right in. The point of, I would just explain to the viewers, the point of my show is I like to talk about getting rid of addiction, our society, our existence, the future, and I'm delving into the nofap community first because I think they're excellent community of young men because as shameful it is, like fapping is, it is shameful to talk about, but we're trying to change ourselves and we're trying to do something about it at the very least. And that's how I found you, Arno. So if you don't mind, don't feel ashamed. I know we all feel ashamed about this, but I think the shame is there for a reason. It's God trying to tell us that this is the wrong act, and at least we have our hearts open to this feeling, and we're trying to correct it. So yeah, tell me about your experience.
Well, for me, it actually started fairly young.
Yeah.
You get like a certain age, like little boys, they don't really like little girls. They'll say ew and stuff like that. I'd rather tease them.
Yeah.
But I've never been like that. I don't remember a stage in my life where I was ever like that. I've always been crazy after women.
From really young age. How old are we talking about here?
I just like, even if it wasn't really like on the sexual attraction level, it's just like fancy for them. Like I've always just had that liking for the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were like really young, and my dad was working in the church. He was a pastor, and someone gave him like a lot of boxes full of magazines and books. I was about 6, my brother was about 8, and he found this porno magazine. That was pretty hardcore stuff. And even though he didn't know about like masturbating at the time, that stuff was like way too hardcore for like a small mind to get exposed.
Yeah.
So I hit puberty at like 10 years old, and like I started masturbating like quite frequently from that age. And I had a buddy a few years ago, and he's like put me onto like the self-improvement and like that kind of stuff. And he was reading up about like semen retention and the benefits of it that you get from it. So he talked to me, and like he said like go a few months, and at some point it just gets too much, and then he'll go for a week and you'll go wild, and then you'll like be back on track. And he said like he gave him this certain drive where he doesn't know where it came from. It's like certain drive towards something, to do something.
Yeah.
And that kind of captured my mind, the imagination. So I tried it, and I was like on and off, like a few weeks, like struggle, kind of noticed the benefits
Yeah.
And when I was in China, like teaching like 2017 to 18,
Right.
I had a trainer there, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Keith is a real cool guy. He's back in the UK now.
Right.
So he's like trying different diets and stuff, and he's been around quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
So like he asked me like about like testosterone because he had like his knees were fucked up, like bad operations and stuff. He was vegan for 12 years.
Right. Okay.
And his knees just wouldn't get better.
Mm.
So like I was in fairly good shape at the time, and he had like a bit of flat. So we talked about losing weight, diet stuff, and like so I talked about testosterone.
Yeah.
And like boosting our testosterone levels naturally. And he asked me, it's like, so how would you do it? And I said like one way is semen retention.
Mm.
And turns out this guy was actually really far and like established or like had a good understanding of it.
Right.
And he said, like, he'll go for months without even like worrying or thinking about it. But it took him a while to get there.
Mm.
So that's how I started getting into it. And I found this nofap community. And in the beginning, you have this drive, this motivation to do really well. So I got, I didn't think about it. Sorry, I feel like I'm talking a lot there. I'm not really giving you a chance to ask anything.
No, this is the point of the show. I want to know your experience. I'm trying to find out other people's experience around the world, and it was interesting. I was listening there, and I had a few questions pop into my mind. And you know, the last guy I interviewed, he was only 23 years old, but he started when he was 13. And you know, nofap, and I'm 29. And, you know, how old are you? I think you're in your late 20s or early 30s.
I'm 31, I just turned.
Yeah, see, I think there's a difference with us and the young guys. You know, I feel like even though, you know, we've lived longer and we could have been in the game, we might have been in the game a lot more. I think we're not exposed to the mobile phone, like the smartphone. Like we enter it a lot more innocent, you know. Like I remember I used to watch like a foreign movie, like a French foreign film, and see a boob and just go crazy, right? When I was like 14, 15. But you know, but I think the young guys they just accelerate into the hardcore stuff straight away because it's all open to them now, and you know, it can get bad for them, I think, very quickly.
Look at 14-year-old girls today compared to 14-year-old girls 20 years ago. It's like there's no comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way they behave, the things they do, the way they dress, and it's been like thrown in everyone's face from such a young age.
Yeah. I was gonna...
Like, even in schools, like, I heard they're like teaching people more about open sex and like explorer of like how to try anal sex safely, and they're teaching this to like not preschoolers, but the one in middle school or something, but like really young, like
oh no,
13, 12, 13 years old, and it's like, what the fuck?
Why?
Sorry.
Why would they do that? That's sad. That's really sad. But like I have to say, you know, we're seeing a total degeneracy of our society, and it's really shocking to me. What do you think? Like, you're seeing the society around us. Why is it becoming like that? Why is the women dressing more in a minimal way? What's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't really just go to the women. It's like society's broken, in my opinion. People don't have purpose anymore. If you look a while, like 100, 200 years ago, possibly a bit longer, they lived in a village community for thousands of years. Everyone had a purpose. You had a butcher, you had a baker, you had a farmer, you had a doctor. Everyone had a contribution. Everyone felt like they were part of something.
Yeah.
People had purpose. Yeah. That's what we're human beings. We're social creatures, but we also need purpose. We need something to drive towards. We need our goals. Yeah. Now, society has grown where people are like populated together, and everyone's talking about the 1%, the 1%. The 1% changes a lot. If we divide all the wealth between everyone equally, it's not can be long before someone's on top of it.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, certain people get on top, and they entice people to come and work for them. So now we have people sitting in office buildings, crunching numbers, making money for some other guy. Those people don't have purpose. What do they have to fulfill themselves? So they start chasing money. They get materialistic. They want to have a goal. So their goal is, okay, I want a nice car. I want this. I want to at least feel I'm making something. I'm working for something rather than just working to survive.
Yeah.
Because we're not just creatures made to survive. We're more than that.
Yeah, I can believe that 100%. 100%. The society, it's gone into total consumerism and just to hedonism and gratification, just to get my dopamine hit. It's just to get my dopamine hit. Everything is just to extract dopamine from the external reality. And you're seeing it with the women. They're sitting in their house. They don't have a guy looking, because it's very ego gratifying. Like, I remember at one point I was really physically fit. I had a six-pack, and I would go to the beach and get a tan, and I would feel good. I'd be like, I'm so sexy. And then you'd have the, you'd have the odd person stare at you, and you'd feel good about yourself. But, I'm a guy. How many stares can I get? Like 1 or 2 in a day? Like, can you imagine? It must be overdrive for a beautiful woman. She gets that many stares. She's just extracting that ego gratification all day long. Like, must she just living off it, I guess.
Yeah, but also for them it creates insecurity. It's like a lot of them, like, they don't grow off or feed off the attention the same way.
Yeah.
And they probably get approached more than they'd like to. They just want to get out normal, and they can't help the way they look, so they just get pushed into it. But as you say, like, the ego thing in society nowadays, that egotistical gratification. Obviously, like before I came to America, I was on a really, for me, the longest stint I've been, I was like on a 54 to 60 days, near that. And the thing is, you need to focus that energy, because that's a lot of energy that builds up after a while. Yeah, there's a lot of gains from retention, no gratification, but your drives become different. You need a certain focus to do that. So I didn't really have a focus on it, because I came to America, like, started a new job, like driving an ice cream truck. It's not really physical, something you get into.
Yeah.
And like, I was going on the dating sites, like, my urge just to need to have sex, just it got ridiculous, and your standards kind of go down after a while. So that's definitely energy you need to channel and control. Otherwise, it's gonna drive you, like, it drove me nuts. Like, it really drove me to the wall. And then I go on the social media, like the dating site. Sorry, to get back to the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
And you'll match with certain females, and they want to speak with you. They'll just send you a link. It's like, I'll come join my camp or watch my camp show. Others will just like cash out me $100, and like, for what? It's like, no, so we can meet up. It's like, so you want to meet up, but you also want like $100 for what? Being a prostitute.
Right.
It's like, no, it's not like that. It's like, that. What is it like? Because that's prostitution.
Yeah.
And they get really offended when you say that to them. But that's what it is. They're either porn stars or prostitutes.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. I mean, I started to see like everything started to unravel for me, and I just started to like. Have you heard of the word black pill? Black.
What?
Black pill. Have you heard the word red pill, black pill?
Oh yeah, blue pill, red pill. I haven't heard black pill yet.
Oh, okay. Well, black pill is like the next pill after red pill. So, if you're blue pill, you're like a simp. You're like, you think you have a romantic view on life, and you think you can find a nice girl. And then when you're red pill, you're like,
told and all that shit.
right. And when you're red pill, you're like, you get that red pill rage, and you're like, women are all bitches. They just want bad boys, or they all have emotional problems. I don't know, right? And then, when you get black pill, you just start to see like, man, like everybody is just trying to extract from one another. Like if I'm a girl, I trying to extract money or trying to extract ego gratification, and if I'm a guy, I'm trying to extract sex or maybe ego gratification as well. Like everybody's just like, well, how can I use this person to extract from them? And so I got really black pill, and I thought, well, like, how does this society work? Everybody's so selfish; they're just thinking of their own desires. And I think it's just accelerated even more now, where many of the interactions, if you like, I don't know if you watched any of my previous shows, but I've gone from black pill to God pill, and I feel like there is a supreme consciousness that has a level of kindness and a purpose for you. Like when you go down that depression route, I think you go two ways. You either just think everything's dark and you just want to you either want to kill yourself, or you just keep dragging your feet into this nihilistic view, or you have some hope in a supreme kind being that's guiding you and gives you purpose. And I went that way, and everything's changed for me, and I just feel like that's the progression. But you can't deny that a lot of the interactions you meet, very selfish people, and they're just thinking like, how can I use this guy? Like deep down, subconsciously, they're thinking, how can I use this guy? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I have like mixed feelings towards that. In a truer sense, it is a lot like that.
Yeah.
But I have met people, and those people say exactly that same thing, but then their behavior towards me proves that it's completely wrong. Like I've this one friend, and I've been at him a few times, and he's like, like no one will do anything for you without a reason. No one does anything for nothing. And like you say, everyone's out to get something. So
yeah.
But he's always looking at me, doing things for me without expecting anything back, and without really getting anything out of him. So I just like point that out to him, and he says, well, it's different. It's like, it's not really different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we see what we choose to see. We can't be black and white. Like, we can't say, oh, it's either really good or really bad. Yeah. We can't be completely naive and just be blind and simp towards everything.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Like as you say with the gospel, I think it's like understanding why things are being done and why people have the drive to do the things they do. Because we have to look at ourselves. Why are we doing certain things? We can sometimes lie to ourselves and say, are we doing this to help people or spread awareness? But are we really doing that? Or is there like an internal drive, like something different? We always like have to assess ourselves. If I find myself, I do something, and it's like subconsciously, and I look at myself, it's like my subconscious put this whole like master scheme together, and I'm like somehow benefit out of it, even though I didn't plan it. But it's for someone to look at the outside with a bit of wake up, it looks like a completely planned thing.
Yes.
And I don't know. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a bit now.
No. I think you brought up some interesting points. Yeah, I think you're right. I remember an ancient Chinese philosopher said that human beings are naturally benevolent, so meaning they're actually naturally kind in nature. And I do believe that. I do believe that, if an old lady trips on the street, like people come to her aid to come help her, like pick up her belongings or whatever. Like there is a natural instinct to be kind and look after one another. And so I don't think that everyone is completely black in a way, but that we are just a mixture of black and white. And I believe Carl Jung actually talked about it in his psychological studies that, we all have like a shadow personality. So we're all actually naturally benevolent, but we all have like a shadow personality, which is like all the evil all the wickedness which is manifested from our ego, like just inferior fear, like an inferior complex.
Yourself keep rejecting other people.
Yeah, exactly. Like if we all have an image of what our external reality should be, and if it's not that, I think we gather a level of frustration and anger towards others, and even use other people in order to gain that.
Yeah.
So I think
So
it's
like,
black and white. It is black and white. Like it's a
but the thing is, nothing is black and white.
yeah.
Not even black is completely black because you get different shades of it.
Yeah. I guess it's, we're all just trying to find, like, patterns and order within the chaos. It is chaos, like, the society is chaotic, and just trying to find order within it. You know what? I wanted to talk to, because you're my first American guest. I'm really excited that you're in America, because I wanted to talk about American politics. What's your perspective with Trump and Biden?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to see any Americans that listen to your podcast and say, what are you hell talking about with politics and you're not from here? But
Yeah.
I think Biden's a puppet.
He is!
Brought in.
He totally is. He totally
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's like this meme I saw. It's like Trump with like a drawn crying face saying to Biden, like, you took everything from me. And then Biden's licking an ice cream saying, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
And I think it's really accurate. He's just a puppet, so they can, at some point they can say, oh, he's like mentally unfit to be president. We're going to put that other vice president in charge, and she'll be the first female and black female president.
Oh, you think that's the strategy of the Democrats, that they'll put Kamala Harris in?
Yeah, I think so. Because why are they putting Biden in? He's not mentally stable enough to last 4 terms.
Yeah.
You can't even tell his sister and his wife apart.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, to me, it's so suspicious how the media, like most of the media, is against Trump. Like, it just seems, it's too suspicious, really.
And who owns the media? Exactly.
Yeah. And I can't understand the mentality of, the people that actually just jump on the media bandwagon, like the regular people that hate Trump and just, I mean, I'm not either for Trump or against Trump. Like, I think everybody, they're all rich and they're all in on it. I don't know. I don't really care. But I don't understand the people that just they don't have any political opinion. It's just to hate Trump. Like, that's what annoys me. Like, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because, like, people are so, like, brainwashed by the media. They don't believe anything just like the media tells them, and they just jump on. So I was like, just saying, like, on this dating, so it's like, oh, it's Tinder, and like, you swipe, and then the girl, like, someone would say, if you support Trump in any way, like, swipe left, or, and then, like, some of them would say, defund the police. Like, that's one of the craziest things for me is people, like, going around saying, defund the police, defund the police. You'll be getting raped if you walk outside if there aren't any police in the street. So, I don't know, these people, it's like, oh, police are being brutal, they're doing this. Yeah, of course there are police who are being brutal. Like, there are bad people everywhere, and if the police actually got more funding, they can put more stringent tests on who comes in.
Yeah.
Now there's a really bad area, and they flood the area of cops. Kind of crime goes down, areas, like, companies invest in the areas. That's how you turn an area around. Now companies invest, creates jobs, and creates opportunities for people living in those poor areas.
Yeah.
But if you defund the police, crime's going to go rise. No one's going to invest. It's going to be less money. It's just going to be a lawless area after how long? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what makes me laugh is that just the idea of a peaceful protest. Like, it's just like a peaceful protest is just like it's just a term that has been made up in our modern society. That if a society is unhappy with the government, they want to do something, but you know this society is too addicted to gratification. They can't even start a revolution. Like they don't even know how. Like, like they can't even fight the government or risk their lives for freedom. So they're just like, I'm gonna stand in the street, hold a sign, but I still want to get some ice cream later because I like ice cream.
Yeah, it's like they can't have the rough of it. It's like they want things to change, but they're not willing to actually
Risk
do the
their life.
extremes of it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Man,
It's like, funny you say that.
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
know if you know anything about South African politics
Yeah.
going on at the moment.
No.
Okay, but it's crazy. So it's kind of starting to get racially divided and biased at the moment there.
No, it's okay.
And there's like one guy, and he was on the opposing political party, like opposing race, and he's like a youth leader. And these people were starting to like kind of riot, throw bricks and stuff on the police there. Police started throwing tear gas and everything. So this guy who was speaking up kind of saw how shit's going wrong, took off his jacket from the political party and went hid behind the police.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's crazy. Like politics everywhere is just getting out of hand. It's like I'm just saying society's broken. It's gonna only last so long. Look at all the great civilizations in the past. They all collapsed.
Yeah, yeah.
They just got too big to manage. Like people just get stuck doing menial labor and they don't have purpose anymore.
Yeah. But do people have the, do you think people have the willingness to die in order for change, or have we become just too soft and in consumerism to do that?
People don't want to change themselves to see change. So dying is probably never going to happen for most of them. Or they never even consider it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I want to wrap up
Because
this...
they want to change for their own convenience. Sorry, go on.
No, it's okay. I just, I like to keep these shows at about half an hour. But there's one last topic I wanna jump into. What do you think about the future? Like, I know we're kind of on this track, but what do you think about the future? I mean, you see the younger generation with the TikToks and the clothes is becoming less and less. And what do you think of the younger generation? Where do you think the future's heading, even with coronavirus and the quarantines? What's your opinion?
It's seriously going downhill, but I was just saying, hard times create hard men create soft time, or easy times create soft men create hard times.
I've seen that quote.
And it's true. So things are gonna fall apart, but I don't know. Like I'm also a believer. I believe in the end times, and like a lot of the signs just look like it's all starting to come together. But who knows? We'll see what happens. We all have our own opinions.
Well, you believe in
Thoughts of the
you
future.
believe in the Armageddon and the end of the world and Mark of the Beast. Sort of
I do,
stuff.
yes.
Oh man, I do too. I'm getting big into these conspiracy theories now, and I think it's all coming
Big
together.
time, man.
Even with like Bitcoin.
Simon, yeah, Simon, there's just one thing I wanted to touch on real quick.
Yes.
It's more related to the nofap and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just before you run out of time. Like, for me, one of the worst things is pornography. So for all these men, I don't know, you can like tell your children not to watch it. They're not going to understand. But we have to try and find a way to explain to them. Because, yeah, you watch porn and at a young age, you get used to it. You get used to seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And as the dopamine levels stabilize, you want that kick again that you're not getting from the stuff you're watching. And you just grow into a deeper perversion actually a sex life, because the stuff that would have given you satisfaction and kicks in the past doesn't really give you that satisfaction and kicks anymore, because your dopamine levels and your expectations from fantasy are a lot more perverse than what you're used or what you're currently like available to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that like kind of is quite dangerous in pornography. And like I think Ted Bundy said his whole kind of all of it started with pornography. You get a kick out of it, and after a while you see like a kick, you got to the next place and the next place and the next thing. So one of the biggest things or things that wrong for me was pornography.
Yeah, same here. It's it's almost like a psychological weapon, because it actually destroys the mind, and it's quite serious. And I follow that nofap forums, and they're putting up, they're actually getting lawsuits now. The nofap forum is getting lawsuits from the they're filing, and they're getting attacked by the porn sites. The porn sites actually trying to attack them, and they're filing a lawsuit. But I don't know what happened here. We just disconnected. But anyway, that's the end of the show. I'm sad I didn't get to say goodbye to them. I just wrote thanks, man. We disconnected. Yeah, that was the show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I think we got into some cool topics. Hey, he was a believer in the end, I always, I believe in God, right? But I always feel like I don't want to impose my views of God and onto other people, because there is like a stereotype of like the guy that's like that's trying to push the religion onto people. I think that stereotype has been ingrained into us, to beware the religious guy. But I don't really care who's religious or not religious. I just seek the truth, and I feel like God's the truth, and I'm having a discussion. And that guy, he's a believer as well. It's amazing how I think more believers are coming into this world, because there's just too much strange things that is happening. The porn sites, like we said, porn is a weapon. We have the media constantly trying to brainwash people. That's obvious. The coronavirus, things are strange, and they can only be explained from the perspective of good versus evil, and we're seeing that there's evil in this world. So that's the show, guys. I hope you liked it. I really enjoyed it myself, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.